Half a century ago, when scientists working for the fossil fuel industry informed top management about the reality of anthropogenic climate change, the executives sprang into action. They suppressed their own research and set up a lavishly financed, ongoing operation comprising a war on science and on any scientists who spoke up. In course of this billion-dollar propaganda campaign, they paid rogue scientists to develop plausible-sounding ACC denial myths in order to fool the public, and thus keep pressure off government to regulate the fossil fuel industry and support alternate energy sources. At this point they've got nearly 200 ACC denial myths in circulation. You can see them all here. Arguments from global warming skeptics and what the science really says. The medieval warm period myth is number 27 on the hit list. Its refutation is here. How does the medieval warm period compare to current global temperatures? Two maps tell the tale. First, of the Earth during the so-called medieval warm period. Second, the Earth now. So what the medieval warm period really was the Greenland and Newfoundland warm period during the everywhere else cold period. As if you called this the 21st century cold period because parts of Colombia and Argentina are cooler than usual now, despite the world overall being the warmest in recorded history. But there's another level of fakery here. Scientific consensus, as the one about ACC, isn't based on any one study or fact. It's based on many, many different avenues of research, all pointing to the same conclusion. Even if there had been a medieval warm period, that would not by itself refute ACC. You'd have to refute dozens and dozens of lines of research and areas of measurement, from satellite data to surface and ocean temperature measurements, paleontological evidence, climate models proven by hindcasting as well as forecasting. ACC was first proposed, as a hypothesis, in 1824. The process of proving it took a century and a half of studies and measurements and modeling. For some bozo to propose that the so-called medieval warm period, by itself would refute the work of literally thousands of scientific researchers and terabytes of climate data is the kind of ignorance one finds in Trump voters but not among educated people. Though I have to cut them some slack because they have been subjected to a blitzkrieg of a propaganda campaign, and red state denizens do not generally receive even a proper high school level of science education. The saddest people are the kind of deniers posing as skeptics you see here on Quora who boast about their technical chops and extensive reading on climate, yet who consistently fail to grasp this essential point about scientific consensus representing a synergy of numerous studies. Such people should know better but are, in most cases, blinded by being infected by ideology that submits reality to an ideology test instead of the other way around. Just as liberal ideologues reject GMO foods, nuclear power etc. on similar ideology-first reality-last grounds.